Yo, what up, brother and sister? This edition of the Rusty Humphries Rebellion is being brought to you by our good friends at Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. That's right. If you got some arthritis pain, you want the Australian Dream to take care of you. It's like a dream. The pain just floats away. Go to your local Walmart, Walgreens, or CVS. It's there. And look for the boxes. There's one for the purple ones for back pain, the red ones for arthritis pain. It really works. It's real medicine, and it doesn't burn, it doesn't smell, and it's not greasy. So what are you waiting for? Also has an empty jar guarantee. Use the entire jar. If it doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. They'll hook you up. Do yourself a favor. Go to AustralianDream.com or get Australian Dream at Walmart, Walgreens, or any great retailer.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now, he's unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries, Rebellion Radio.
Why, yes, it is. Hello and welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion, brought to you by Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream, brought to you by Wax RX, brought to you by my brand new book. The ebook is out, 7 Ways to Debate Your Liberal Family and Friends Without Losing Your Family and Friends. Also, Blunt Force Truth, 101 Things Young Adults Should Know. And also, we are being powered by Right Wing News here on Facebook. And you can also catch the podcast, The Rusty Humphries Rebellion, online at iTunes and Stitcher and any place you could find yourself one of them good podcasts. Oh, today is a day. Oh, what a day it is. The media is imploding around us, and it's going to be fun. Do me a favor as we get started. This is one of those shows you're going to want to share right away. So go right now on your page that has the share button. Just share this show right now and get it on everybody's got to get it on your page, okay? Because we have to show your family and friends, all your friends, why the media is imploding in front of us, how they're blaming Donald Trump for it. And I got to be honest, I don't know who else could have done this, who else could have brought the media to their knees. And that's where it's going. And it's about time. So share this video right now. Please do it right now. Check in also if you're watching online. Tell me your name. Where are you watching? Like Barbara is checking in from Washington State. Also give us some thumbs up, some hearts, some nice little things. All those are appreciated. Okay? Let me quickly check in with a few folks. Really nice, because I appreciate them. Peter's in Houston. Hi. Ricardo. Hey, guys. Larry. Hello. Kevin is in Franklin, Georgia. Henry is talking about CNN. Lyndon says, Rusty. John says, I'm here. Kevin says, hello. Julian is here. Barbara is from Washington State. Ricardo says, what up, Rusty? Doing a good job. Thank you. David is from Manheim, PA. Mark is checking in from Alabama. Ryan says, awesome. Rick says, what's this California taking the Second Amendment out of text? We'll get into that in a little bit, too, if we can. Okay. So James O'Keefe yesterday, and we played the video of part 1. And James, oh, did he learn well? We talked about this yesterday, and I kind of, I thought this was coming. And that was when James O'Keefe releases something like he did. There's going to be a part 2. Right? It all because it was so successful. That's what he learned from Andrew Breitbart. Don't just have all your eggs in one basket. If you got something good, you better have another one to follow it up, and I'll bet you he's got another one to follow up on that. So yesterday's was, the Russia thing was baloney, as said by one of the producers. And so CNN came out and they said, well, those producers, that one producer, he was a health reporter. He don't count. Mm-hmm. So what did James do? Had another one. And he's got one of the anchors of CNN, one of their most heralded new anchors, a guy who, by the way, got fired from the Obama administration because he was a 9/11 truther. Anyway, he came out and said that the whole Trump-Russia thing was BS. Oh, it's beautiful. And now the media is howling. And take a watch this. I'm dying to hear what you think of what the media is saying now. And again, it's all Trump's fault. Here we go.
The fact of the matter is, we're not fake media. We're here to do a job. Respect the job. We respect yours. And if you're not going to respect us, we need to speak up.
Okay, I want to start right there because you are providing fake news. And your fake news is that you are lying and exaggerating stories like Russia. You are lying and exaggerating problems in the White House. You're trying to make Donald Trump look like a racist, which is the ultimate sin in America today. You could be just about anything in the world, but you cannot be racist in America. That is a death sentence. So they are doing everything they can to destroy this presidency before he ever got into office. And now they're going, well, golly jeepers, I ain't know why you're mad. Well, we know why we're mad. And now you want to blame everybody else. Let's keep going, shall we?
Chris, I mean, at what point does this become dangerous? And I'm not just talking about dangerous in terms of tearing at the social fabric. I'm talking about dangerous as in a journalist gets hurt. Because I can tell you, working overseas in war zones, you know, people are...
Okay, so now we're worried about journalists, which is okay. I think it's a good idea to worry about journalists. But the problem here is that, again, it was their rhetoric that got people to go and try to shoot up Republicans in Congress. We've had death threats on Donald Trump's life. And all of these because of their behavior and their lies. I can't think of a better word. Maybe you can. And so now they're worried about themselves. They've caused a problem. They're kind of like agents. You know, I've done 5 or 6 movies. And I've had an agent. And I figured out the agent game. Here's what agents do. Agents go and they cause a problem. And then they cause a problem for you. So some agent would cause a problem for me, right? Then he goes and fixes the problem that he caused. And then I'm supposed to praise him because he fixed the problem that he caused. It's the same thing with the media here. They're causing the problem. They're making the problem worse, and then they expect us all to feel sorry for them for the problem that they caused. We continue.
Emboldened by the actions of this administration, emboldened by the all-out sort of declaration of war on the media. If I'm getting it in the neck, Chris, I can only imagine what someone like you is dealing with. At what point does this become reckless or irresponsible, Chris?
I mean, I don't want to say we're past that point. I will say this, Clarissa. I think it is. I think it is already dangerous what the Trump administration is doing, which is to Brian's point. They are trying to. Okay,
hold on a second. Again, this is Trump's fault now. They're blaming they're blaming Donald Trump for all this. Now, I will ask you, and maybe I'm missing something, so I'd like to know from you. Is this maybe Donald Trump's fault? Is he causing this? Is he the one that is making this rhetoric worse? Again, I don't want to just be one-sided. I want to hear from everybody. I want to know what you think. We've got millions of people. We got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of you watching me right now and listening to the podcast and hearing me and watching me all over the world. So I want to take a moment. Do you think this is Donald Trump's fault? Janice says no. Roy says no. Glenda says they're speaking fake news. All right, I want to go back and take a look at what it is that let's hear more of what they have to say, because they ain't done yet. So let's go back and take a quick look and listen to what this panel is saying on CNN.
An honest mistake, or not even a mistake, and turn it into the norm as opposed to the rule as opposed to the exception, which is a very dangerous thing, because that's willfully misleading, frankly. The idea that Dave Farenthold, who was my colleague for a very long time and doesn't toot his own horn enough, the idea that he was attacked for doing what he did had nothing to do with the quality of the journalism he was doing. It was 100% about that it was a bad story for Donald Trump. In Donald Trump's world, the media is judged by you are good if you write things that are good for Donald Trump. You are objectively bad if you criticize Donald Trump. It is not our...
Okay, can I stop right there? I'm trying to think of the word to describe this guy and what he's saying. I think douchebag is the word that comes to mind. This guy is talking about how they found that these accusations on Donald Trump about Russia were baloney. CNN reporters and anchors knew it. They have been told to do this story because of the president of CNN, Jeff Zucker, who, by the way, used to work for NBC and was somebody that benefited quite a bit when Donald Trump was the star of NBC and doing The Apprentice. So let's take a quick look at what it is you're saying, okay? Let's see. Peggy says stuttering fool. Marie says CNN is fake news. Billy says full of lies. They've always lied and misled us. The media, that is. Julian says CNN is fake news. Glenda says he can't even talk. When you keep stuttering like that, it means you're lying. Kel, nothing more but BS. Dwayne, Clinton News Network. Ricardo says it's bad when The Onion is more credible than CNN. Good, good. Let's see here. CNN is liberal ties. It's what they run on. Again, I don't care that they're liberal. I don't. I think it would be if they, like, for example, MSNBC, you know they're liberal and they're honest about it. It doesn't bother me. I don't like what they're saying, but okay. But CNN tries to come off as they are the harboring or the bellwether of honesty and truth and justice and the American way, and it's just a bunch of lies. They're a bunch of liars. They're lying sacks of baloney, and I don't like lying sacks of baloney. And these guys are lying sacks of baloney. So let's continue to listen and watch because it's kind of entertaining if you ask me.
Our job to be liked by Donald Trump. It is not our job to report the news. Sean Spicer has said this. Sarah said it yesterday. Well, you guys ignore the news that's important. Well, you know, I mean, I do think the Russian hacking of an election, is important news.
Right.
It's not a. We can debate collusion. They're right. There's no evidence of that. But this is about the broader hacking of an election. In Dave's case, it was about a charitable organization that didn't give to charity.
All right, hold on a sec. Oh, you want to talk about charitable organization didn't give charity? Let's talk. You want to talk Clinton Foundation? I'm in, dumbass. Let's. I'm all in. If you want to talk about charitable organizations that don't give to charity, there's been no organization more corrupt than that Clinton Foundation. And boy, that loser. I'm guessing he wouldn't talk about that one bit. Do you think? Dell says they're the Communist News Network. Christian says liberal make good taco meat. Okay. CNN is hacks, not real journalists if they follow a story instead of telling the truth. Hi, Sony Care. I don't know what that is. Jim says, I was standing behind CNN during the inauguration. They were very ignorant people. And it's not ignorant, it'd be ignorant. They're very ignorant people. Ivy says they're sacks of baloney. Kel says, less lying at MSNBC, however, I don't watch that station either. CNN is liars, bullies, and dangerous fake reporting. All right, let's get back to these dummies and just sit back and enjoy and watch as they continue their spin.
For the man who is running to be the president of the United States, it doesn't have to do with the fact that Donald Trump is a Republican nominee. I guarantee you a million times over, because I know Dave personally, if it was a Hillary Clinton Foundation doing the same thing, he would have done the same reporting.
Right. What?
Exactly
what? Stop. All right. In the words of the great philosopher Vanilla Ice, all right, stop, collaborate, and listen. What are you talking about? There was no story at all about the Clinton Foundation taking money and being illegal? Are you freaking kidding me? Right there, you take away his journalist card. Right there. Right there. It's gone. I mean, at this point, he's done. If I was his boss, I'd fire him. Just for that comment right there. Why? Because he is again proving he is fake news and he is a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar, my friend. A liar. A liar. Sorry, I got a little control there. You want to see more of this? Shane says Fox News is at least 50-50 reporting. Morning Joe is a joke, too. Oh, speaking of Morning Joe, have you heard his new song? I'll have to... Morning Joe's got a band. Look at those faces. Close their mouths. All right. There is, by the way, I've been on TV a bunch. There is no way to not look bad when somebody hits the pause button like that. It's just, there ain't nothing you can do. Let's go back to the videotape.
It's
right.
And
so, Brian, go ahead.
To your point earlier that you were asking about safety, think about that. How many reporters have died for the cause? I've been jailed. There are 12 of us have gone to jail to protect the First Amendment. There are people who have been beaten. There have been people that have been threatened. Our newspapers, after Donald Trump's election, we've gotten threats from both the far left and the far right. They are emboldened. It is dangerous. And the fact of the matter is, it is insulting to the memory of the people who have given their lives for the cause, for providing information to the public, to then be told that you are fake media, you do not matter, and what you're doing is false. And quite frankly, every one of us should stand up against that, because it is undermining the First Amendment. It is dangerous, making it dangerous for reporters. You are absolutely right. There's going to become a time, and it won't be, it's not going to be too far off, I surmise, when we're going to see that a reporter is going to face physical harm because of this.
Well, God forbid. Nobody
wants
wants to see that. It certainly wouldn't make the situation any better. And I'll tell
agree
you what,
with
I'm
that.
in no rush to change positions with Clarissa Ward, because I'll take on a war of words, even with the President of the United States any day.
Okay. And here's something that they have not been able to do. I will very clearly and openly say, of course, I don't want to see anything happen to anybody. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't want to see journalists get hurt. But the problem is, even in that defense of themselves, they lied. They are using persuasion techniques. They are using propaganda techniques to try to fool you into thinking what they're saying is true, and it's not. Now, John Stossel, you can go, oh, he's another Fox News guy. John Stossel is a good dude. I don't agree with everything that he talks about.
I don't like Donald Trump.
I'm going to play this in just a second here. He's more of a libertarian than he is a conservative, and that's okay. See, I am the kind of guy that I can disagree with somebody and have a conversation. The problem with those dumbasses on the left that we're seeing in CNN is if they disagree with you, they must destroy you. You must be destroyed, and that's what my book is all about. Do I have a picture of my book? I should put it up just for a second. The ebook is done. It is out right now. 7 ways to win political debates with your liberal family and friends and keep them as your family and friends. I'm working on the paperback right now. Hopefully that should be up pretty soon. And I'm also recording the audiobook. It's turning out pretty good, by the way. But it really is a book that you will, when you read this or listen to it or whatever, you will learn these tricks that you're seeing, and you're going to go, I get what they're doing now. I get it. And then I teach you how to respond. And it's not all about just getting in somebody's face, but it is about understanding what it is they are trying to do and how they are trying to manipulate you and how you can turn the tables on them and win that argument, win that debate, especially when it's with your family and friends. This book, I'm specifically targeting family and friends because I'm trying to help save families. And I know that sounds like it's a big chore, and maybe it's egotistical for me to try to do that. But I really feel like, we really need to, it's not just make America great again. We need to make American families great again. We're fighting over Donald Trump. People aren't talking to each other in their own families because of politics. That's not cool. And the other thing that I really, really can't stand, and I don't like bullies. I hate bullies. Bullies drive me nuts. Bullies need to be punished. And I'm going to teach you in this book how to punish a bully, because bullies do not deserve to have any protection. So again, go to Amazon, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Keep Them as Family and Friends. Available on Kindle right now, and then again, paperback coming very soon. I have an autographed version that you'll be able to get on my website at Rusty. Just go to rustylive.com, and that's it. Anyway, it's a great book. Let's get to this John Stossel report. This came out, I think it was just today. I don't normally watch Fox Business, but I saw this on Facebook, and they link to it on Right Wing News. They do a great job there at Right Wing News. I want to tip my hat at Right Wing News. Thank you. But he talks about the lies in the media. And again, it's a media guy talking about that. Good. Let's see what his take is on what is going on in this. And I believe it is a war with the media on the American people. The media is at war with us. And I do believe that the media is trying to win so they can control our hearts and minds. And I, for one, am not going to let them do it. John Stossel, take it away, brother.
I don't like Donald Trump. I used to. I found him spontaneous, real, entertaining. But now I realize he's a mean bully. I know this partly because I saw that video of Trump mocking a disabled reporter.
You got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Trump's opponents quickly made this ad based on that video.
When I saw Donald Trump mock a disabled person, I was just shocked.
You got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
When I saw Donald Trump mock somebody with a disability, it showed me his soul. It showed me his heart. And I didn't like what I saw.
Me neither. How cruel Trump was. The reporter has a disease and Trump mocks him? But wait a second. Trump waves his arms around. The reporter's disability means he can't move his arms. Also, Trump did something similar when mocking a general who said something he didn't like.
What do you think about ISIS? Oh, ISIS is very tough.
Trump also used the same motion to mock Ted Cruz.
They said, Senator Cruz, what do you think of waterboarding? I don't want to talk about it. You know, he didn't want to talk about waterboarding.
Turns out this is a Trump performance gimmick. It's not very nice, but it doesn't appear directed at a disabled person. But I didn't know this until I started researching this show. I'm a media junkie, but I never saw the other side of the story. The media really didn't cover it. Another reason I don't like Trump is that he supported the Iraq War and then lied about that. I read that in the elite media again and again. They said Trump voiced his support for the Iraq War on the Howard Stern show. But here's how Trump actually answered Stern's question.
Are you for invading Iraq?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so. It's hardly a pushing for war. Later, as the drumbeat built for Bush to go into Iraq, Trump said this to Neil Cavuto.
Perhaps he shouldn't be doing it yet, and perhaps we should be waiting for the United Nations.
I wouldn't call that gung-ho support like so many commentators have said. Again, researching this show, I was surprised. The ruling class totally distorted that story. And by ruling class, I mean Hollywood, the political class, the media, so-called American elites. They said Trump was a big supporter of the war and that he mocked a disabled reporter. And I never heard the other side of the story. I feel pretty dumb. Makes me wonder what else I don't know. Joe Concha covers the media for the Washington, D.C. newspaper The Hill. So what else do I know? I mean, Trump lied, I really believed, about his support for Iraq.
John, I would argue that that was the first time he was ever even presented that question. Remember, he's a businessman at the time. Howard's interviews, if you listen to Stern, can go on for 90 minutes without a commercial. He'll just bring up anything. Before the war, yeah, I guess so. You don't hear that side of it, though.
Why not? Why doesn't the media pick it up? Just because they hate Trump so much and they want to embarrass him?
There's a visceral hate for Trump.
The Center for Public Integrity looked at donations from 430 journalists. 96% went to Hillary.
Okay, that gives you a good idea of that story. You can find that online. John Stossel, just look at his Facebook page and you can find it. He does about 9 more minutes, and it's a good story, but it needs to get out there. Again, the media is lying. 96% of the media supported Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump. Do you think maybe it's a little biased, just a hair, just a tad? And then the other thing that's happening in the news today, by the way, I'm going to check in right now. Let me take a look at some of your names. If you haven't checked in yet today, would you please check in? Would you please tell me who you are, where you are checking in from? Give me some thumbs ups. Let me know that you're there, but I want to read your name. Sonia is checking in. She says, yes, you're right about families. Thank you, Sonia. Robert says, I hate haters and crybabies. Me too. Nancy says, these people are delusional fools. They aren't journalists. They have an insane agenda. It's just pathetic. William says, CNN is nothing but lies. Christopher says, yeah. Chuck Martin says, it's the globalists that own the media, that's using the media as a platform. Christopher, yep. Diane, that was a big lie. No, he never made fun of that person. Chuck, and I'm glad that they did that John Stossel did a good job of explaining that and pointing that out. That needed to be done. It has not been pointed out very much. Who's sharing this video? Laverne is checking in from Livermore, California. Robert is in San Jose. Vince is in Charleston, South Carolina. Robert is in San Jose. Chuck's in Alaska. Justin is a deplorable from Utah. Chucking. Danny says, good, crash and burn. Lee Summit, Missouri, Steve. Love Lee. You know, I used to hang out in Lee Summit all the time. One of my best friends used to live there. Right by one of the best barbecue places in the world. All right, Steve, I'll just give you a little hint, and let's see. Ready? Hi, may I help you? What am I talking about, Steve? Do you know? Jack says, Rusty, I just came from the U.S. consulate. Oops, where'd it go? Rusty, I just came from the U.S. consulate while I got my visa approved. I was shocked to see there wasn't a single picture of President Trump. Last time I was there were so many pictures of Obama over the walls, it was like wallpaper. Huh. Interesting. Brenda says, here in Florida, thank you for the show. We need some real news sometimes. Try to give it to you. Thank you. All right, who shared? Vincent has shared the video. Thank you. Who else has shared the video? Kevin has shared the video. Again, it is so important. I say this every day, and I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but if you want us to go around the mainstream media, if you want those major, massive corporations who run these social media companies, if you want to get conservative news to go around them or not be squelched, and they are squelching, my friend, the only way we can get around them is by getting engaged and then them thinking they can make money on this. So the more you comment and the more you share, and sharing is so important, the more you let the world know the truth and let them know about this program, the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. You could do the video. You can find the podcast at iTunes, Stitcher, all of those great podcast places. The only way we're going to get the truth out is if we go around the mainstream media. And people say, well, we got talk radio. Talk radio is hard to listen to anymore. 22 minutes or more of commercials, plus news, plus traffic, plus weather together. You're listening to half of the hour in commercials. Here, I have 4 sponsors, and I keep it low on purpose because I want you to focus on the sponsors that I have, and I don't want to inundate you with commercials. Let's see here. Louisiana is Glenda. Says he really is draining the swamp. They don't like it. Their heads are exploding. Wayne is in Thailand. Hey there, Rusty. Expose him good. Chuck says, I'm engaging and Facebook don't like it. Good. I appreciate that. Jan says, thank you for being straightforward. Obama wallpaper. Now there's a business. Thank you, Sonia. Lonnie, truth, common sense. They don't have any. Ricardo says, I only listen to alternative media. No more CNN, Fox, or MSNBC. Bill is in Longview, Washington. Everybody, thank you so much for checking in. What else? What else is going on here? Oh, this is pretty good. A lot of what I do on this show is kind of go through interesting things on social media so you don't have to spend all day on it and get you some of the good stuff and then kind of get off. This one is kind of interesting. Let me bring it up. It's, nothing makes me laugh more than one of these lefty patchouli oil, hadn't taken a shower, nose ring, hair ring, tattoo in every crevice they possibly can. Nothing makes me giggle more than watching one of them people talk. And Chuck wants to talk about Islam. Well, we'll get a little bit into it here. There's a guy, I've never seen this guy before. And by the way, millennials, can you tell me what the deal is with the beard? Why does everybody in their 20s and 30s have to have a beard now? And then it's not, if you want to have a nice trim beard, okay, but it's got to be some big, hairy Grizzly Adams thing. I don't get it. Maybe you can explain. Right here, this is 50 years of growth right here. I'm hoping to be able to shave sometime soon. I think it's coming in. What do you think? I think if I let it grow a couple more years, it might come in. Anyway, let's go to videotape where a guy is in Los Angeles at LAX, and it's very interesting what he's talking to these commie libs. Sonia thinks facial hair is gross. I don't get it either. I don't get tattoos either, but that's obviously I have lost that battle. Anyway, here we go. Take a listen to this and comment here. Oh, I'll tell you, Ricardo wants to know my live schedule. My live schedule is I'm here every night on the East at 9 p.m. in the East. 9 is fine. 6 in the West. 6, you get your fix, okay? 9 in the East, 6 in the West. Every night, Monday through Friday, unless I get bored or there's nothing I want to talk about. Okay, here we go. Let's go to this videotape, and everybody giggle and comment right now. Oops.
Sexism, misogyny, Trump,
let me take that back just a second here. I missed that.
Tell me something, though. Tell me something, though.
Sexism, misogyny, Trump, Pence, the American government,
This is what
capitalism,
protesting.
the patriarchy, everything.
We're protesting the bans that are going on and the really ugly rhetoric about illegals and terrorists coming in with refugees or whatever.
When you talk about the Muslim ban, what are you referring to?
The sanction and the grouping.
Okay, can I ask one question and I'll get back to it? Is there a rule today that if you're on the left and you're protesting, you are not allowed to take a shower for like a week? Is that a rule? Because it sure seems like one. Let me go back. I mean, again, it looks like, I don't know, maybe I'm just being a big meanie. A shower every once in a while. And look at the host. Dude, look at this. Dude, how about, a shirt with no holes in it? Dude, come on. And her. Is holes in the clothes? Is that the new thing? Now, I get the color thing. That is a cool thing today. I'm not into it. My 16-year-old daughter, the fights I've had with my 16-year-old daughter over coloring her hair. And finally, I just went, fine. We had spiky hair when I was her age, so they got colored hair. Fine. But I wouldn't let her leave the house with holes everywhere. I mean, look at that. That's almost a show ready to go down there. And this beard. I'm not being sensitive enough. I'm very sorry. I'm not being sensitive. Okay. Rick says his beard and persona are nothing but a fad. He's never changed a tire or oil in his life. Sonia does not like hair color. It's tacky. Sorry, Sonia. Sonia, she also thinks they're too busy protesting. No time for showers. Probably. Can you imagine the stench? I mean, LA's hot right now. And, they must just be stanky. All right, let's keep going here.
Of different countries that Trump has put together so that...
Obama put that together.
Oh, really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
It's a really kind of absurd notion that, Muslims are going to come in en masse and force us to wear burqas. It's stupid. It's like a fantasy that people want to play into. Because
there was a case in Michigan where there was genital mutilation.
No, genital mutilation has actually happened. You have
That's part of Sharia law. It is.
I can't.
Trust me.
I can't.
Okay. You don't know if genital mutilation is part of Sharia law, honey? Really? You ain't never heard that one either. Wow, we're dealing with morons. This guy, Mr. Beard here, he's got some good, he's having a good thing. And Sonia, I can smell them from here. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I think I can smell her stank all the way here in Phoenix. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. Let me get back to let me get back to Senorita Brain Surgeon here.
Test to it either way because I haven't read the Quran.
Got it. All right, very cool. Who am I here with?
I'm just going to say anonymous.
Anonymous. And if you guys remember, we spoke to her a few months back in February.
Irregardless, that's not fair to say.
Irregardless is not a word. You were anonymous then as well, remember?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, welcome back.
One of the other protesters was telling me that it's actually against the Constitution for America not to accept other people who are being persecuted in their land.
Well, in the Constitution as well, there's a clause that allows the president to decide which people can be excluded from being allowed to come into the U.S., whether or not their background and beliefs are detrimental to our society.
Right. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, what it just seems like, it doesn't really seem like the government's afraid of terrorism, more as it is afraid of just the people. And I don't know, personally, I think it's more of like a classist issue than a political issue or a terrorist issue.
Do you think Sharia law is an issue?
I'm not sure what that is.
What about Europe, though? What's going on in Europe?
So many things are going on. Can you specify the question? Like, what's
the refugees leaving the war-torn countries went to Europe, sexual assaults through the roof in all the countries they went to.
You're going to have to show me the statistics for sexual assault through the roof, because I can tell you one thing, sexual assault has always been through the roof. Sexual assault is endemic in every culture.
People that are coming from other countries that are fleeing what they're fleeing, whether they don't think that gay rights are valid or don't believe in human rights, that isn't their responsibility because they're refugees. The responsibility is on us as America to change our country.
Like, well, they're going to Europe right now, and we basically watched what happened, and they went to Europe. Look at the terrorist attacks. How many terrorist attacks happen in Europe that are caused by radical Islam?
Well, I'm not saying that people don't use religion and intertwine it to their crazy whatever, but what I am saying, however, is that I'm losing my train of thought. I have been screaming my lungs out for a couple hours right now. I can do a think.
Like, I have been criminalized at peaceful demonstrations, but I've also been involved in, organizing demonstrations that have gotten out of control and turned into bad.
You may or may not have incited a few riots.
Exactly, yes. So I do cover my face for that reason.
We're telling our people to be afraid of terrorists, and we're telling our people to be afraid of radical Islam, but what the is our country doing for us?
Protecting us from radical Islam.
Good.
That's what the Muslim ban is. I mean, it's not a Muslim ban either. It's only 6 countries. Good. Over 1 billion Muslims live outside of those countries. It's not just Muslims can't come in. It's from these 6 countries where terrorism is trained and it's a hotbed. It's there's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. Personally, I think that you're trying to protect us from people that are outside of our country, or people that have hurt a few amount of people. I don't think terrorism is as big as an issue as I feel like the government is trying to use terrorism as a way to kind of block and hide everything else that's going wrong. I mean, the police are terrorists to the people of America.
Black Lives Matter. Hey guys know what's going on in Chester, right? Right. What do we do? We got our eyes on Chester. Eyes on Chester.
I mean, ultimately, I think that to the president and to the government, that the Muslim ban and trying to keep people out of their country, what you're talking about, I don't think that's really what they're talking about. I feel like it's more of
I mean, that's exactly what he's talked about.
I think that those aren't the things they care about. I mean, there's no humanity in our government anymore.
But they're protecting us. That's where the humanity lies.
How?
Because they, the American people.
Black people?
Yeah. Anyone who's affected by terrorism.
People?
Anyone affected by terrorism.
So part of the things that are driving terrorism it's a toxic back and forth. They do obviously terrible things, but we also, as a democracy, as a society that wants to move towards nonviolence and humanism, have to acknowledge that we do things that invoke rage.
Right.
Justified rage sometimes.
Yeah, like her. I mean, a woman. I mean, look at her dress. I mean, she's. I mean, to a Muslim in the Middle East, she's naked. She's not covered up. She's mouthy. And she probably is, out there sleeping around. And who knows? I don't know if she's gay or not. But they had people with gay pride flags in the protest. So that's one of the main. Those are some of the main issues that makes the Muslim world hate us, because we don't believe in following God. So again, I'm trying to follow their logic. There is no logic. Again, as I talk in my book, 7 Ways to Debate Your Liberal Family and Friends Without Losing Your Liberal Family and Friends, what I talk about is this is all emotion. This is all feelings. There's no reason, there's no logic involved in this. What they are trying to do is put an emotional argument in and not really think through what might happen, not look at the causality, the cause and effect. So this is a very interesting interview. This guy's doing a really good job, even though he has this ugly, horrible beard and a jean jacket, a jean vest. I just noticed that. When was the last time I saw one of those? A jean vest. Dude, shave the beard. That's me.
I mean, in America, hate crimes against Muslims have gone through the roof. So obviously we have to protect ourselves. I don't believe entirely in open.
Where are you seeing those, though?
Well, you do heard about the girl who was recently killed in, I think, Virginia, right? She was Muslim and she was just walking home and she was killed.
We're not free anymore. In all reality, we're not free to do whatever we want. We're not.
What can't you do?
I mean, you could do whatever the hell you want, really. But, the government's taking our rights away. You have two...
Where are they taking our rights away?
I mean, you can't just not let a certain group of people, racism. I mean, obviously that's always been around. That's something that's always, but most recently...
Where are you seeing racism in the U.S.?
Because look what's going
on
here.
Okay, well, he's doing... I'm going to give this guy a lot of credit. He is... It's as if he read my book. And I'm trying to get you to check out the book. You should check it out. It's a very interesting book. It's available on Amazon right now as the ebook, and then you can get the paperback soon in a week or so, and the Audible book hopefully very soon. But what he's doing, and this is a great technique, and I'm going to talk a lot about this stuff, not just to sell my book, even though it is important, because you're not paying me to do this show every night. Right-wing news isn't paying me to do this show every night. It's, I get commercials. I'm selling a book. I'm trying to make a living. Trying to make a living and doing the best I can. Who sings that? Is that the Eagles? Anyway, what he's doing that's really important and very good. And by the way, as I'm going to explain this to you, interact, thumbs up, and shares. I need to see some shares. I have not seen some shares in a while. Let me see shares. Let's see. Yelena has shared the video. Thank you. Who else has shared? Y'all haven't been sharing lately. What you talking about, Willis? Why aren't you sharing this show, whether it's the podcast or the video live? Thomas shared it. Where have you been? Huh? Elma shared it. Everybody share the video, everybody. We got to go around the media. Okay? Peter says, I'm into the book in short ways. It's a good book. Thank you. You just got started in it. You just started reading it. Good. I'm glad. Okay, so what this guy is doing, and it's something that you want to remember if you ever get in a debate with a liberal, and watch what he's doing it great. And that is when they start spouting talking points, stop them and ask for specifics. I want to back it up just for a second because you'll see that's what he's doing. And it's really effective with these kids because all they know is the talking points that they've seen from Rick Maddow or they got at college or they've heard from their other idiot friends. They're not thinking for themselves. And for me, if these kids actually thought and had a reasonable argument, I would listen to them. I would have a conversation. But they don't want to have a conversation, and they don't want to talk. They just want to talk at you. There's no dialogue. And this is the problem with what's going on in our nation right now. But this is what they've been taught in college. Let's see here. C. Riley says, first time I ever watched you, won't be the last, though. Thank you, C. Riley. Chuck has shared the video. Thank you. Tish says, you're up there sharing your views. Otherwise, she would be arrested, maybe put to jail. Let's see, death. Let's see your face. What do you have to hide? Great point, Tish, when talking about this little mental midget. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to play more of this clip with this guy. And again, take a listen to what he's doing. He is doing a very good job at asking for specifics. And by doing that, he's tripping them up because they don't really have an argument.
Like, we're not free to do whatever we want. We're not. Like,
what can't you do?
I mean, like, you could do whatever the hell you want, really, but like the government's taking our rights away. You know, you have
Where are they taking our rights away?
I mean, the rights. I mean,
see?
You can't just not let a certain group of people like.
Okay, I don't mean to stop him. But see what he's doing. And again, do this when you get in an argument with family and friends. Now, again, you can't yell. You can't fight them, right? What is he doing? And again, I'm going to give this guy complete credit. It's as if he's read my book. You have to be calm. And remember, you got 4th of July coming up. That's why that's why I pushed this book out. I'll be honest. I probably should have waited another week to finish this book even more. And as a matter of fact, I'm so embarrassed. I gotta fess up, but just to you guys, okay? So the way it works when this is the first book I've ever put out. And here, I'll magically put it up on the side so you can know what I'm talking about, because it is kind of embarrassing. So when you put a book up on Amazon, an ebook, what you do is you upload the file, okay? And you can change that file of the book and update it and stuff. And I thought you could do that anytime and that it wouldn't take very long. And so to get the pre-sale going, I uploaded the unfinished document, the unfinished book, just so Amazon would have it so I could start the pre-sales. Well, I've learned the hard way that I guess it takes 2 or 3 days for Amazon to update that new file. So if you got it yesterday on the pre-sale and you got it and you were one of the very, very first people that got it, it's like a couple hundred of you, the book isn't finished. But I'm going to figure out how we send an email and then it gets updated. But these are things you learn. I had no idea. It's embarrassing, but it's kind of funny. Anyway, how did I get to that with this guy talking? I don't remember, but he's good. So, oh yeah, I'm just telling again. He's doing a lot of things that I talk about in the book, and he's being calm, he's being collected, and trying to treat her with respect or making her feel respected, while asking her questions. A lot of questions, a lot of specifics. Use that Socratic method, where you ask them question after question after question, and their argument will fall apart. And with people like this, it won't take very long. Let's get back to this clip.
Racism, I mean, obviously that's always been around. That's like something that's always, but most recently...
Where are you seeing racism in the U.S.?
Because look what's going on here at the airport, you know?
What's going on here?
I think that obviously with 9/11, terrorism is real, and people are mad at what America has done to their country. But I think radical terrorism is in America, and I think Americans are the radical terrorists.
Interesting.
In terms of like just national security, when we have in our own situation politicians that are being so cruel and so ugly in what they say and the policies that they're pushing, you're definitely creating a breeding ground for people to go, maybe those Americans are evil. Maybe I should join ISIS.
I believe that people can survive self-sufficiently off the land. And
you think that's what we should do in the U.S.?
I think that's what how the U.S. was founded, and that was like the original beliefs of this country.
It developed all the way to where we're at now. Exactly. But it's like if you wanted to make an egg sandwich with being self-sufficient, how would you do that?
I mean, you'd have to raise a chicken and, you know.
Is that the answer?
I don't know. I think it's very complex. I think that, you know, you can't just say like, oh, it's like in a, you know, people, you have to. The American dream is being able to have the ability to do what you want.
So, to get rich and become president.
Sure, you could.
American dream.
They'll charge people with unlawful assembly for being somewhere they can't be. Like, if these cops wanted to right now.
Like the highway?
Yeah.
Go in front of the cars in the highway? That's unlawful assembly, right?
Yeah, because you're obstructing traffic, but that's like also like a question of like, well, the highway is like public property. That comes into like the whole like jurisdiction like question. Like, yes, there's obstruction of traffic because we're giving these cars and these machines power over us.
But you're impeding other people's freedom to drive places. If you block the street and you're saying, oh, you're stopping my right to protest, I can't block the street, what about the person's right to drive on the public road?
If people are upset that we're out here like fighting for their rights, then they're obviously like just like they're ignorant. You're sitting in your car going about your day and like we're out here like putting our lives on the line to like protect your freedom. So like if you're upset that like you have to sit in traffic for an extra like half an hour while we're out here like on the fucking freeway, like that's where it gets tricky, is the fact that like we have the right to be on public property.
All right, great job. I'm going to try to find that guy. Good job in that interview. His Twitter feed is at FLECCA, Flaccus. At Flaccus. I've never seen him before. I thought that excellent. Let's see what y'all have to say. Ricardo says, the left has no real concrete arguments, policies, or solutions. Mike says, I'd like to ask a lib, if a bad man pulls a gun and starts shooting people, and I pull mine with them in the middle, which way would they run? I get crickets. Sonia says he did great. Dan says, like. Lyndon said, the people who paid for me to have the roads, they've got no rights, huh? All right, I'm getting close to running short of time. Before we wrap things up, I got a couple more things I want to do, but I want to tell you about some awesome products because they're awesome. Not only are they good products, but also they are supporting keeping this program on the air. While I'm doing this, will you hit share, and will you please comment and share the video, hit the thumbs up and the hearts and all those things. Let's keep the engagement going while I tell you about these great products. Wax RX. Yes, it is a system that can clean your ears at home with a system like doctors use. It's effective earwax removal. I know it's gross sounding, but if you've ever had earwax, and I do, it's just the worst. And I have tried every single product out there, and nothing has worked until I got Wax RX. So if you are smart and you want to get rid of that wax, do it. Go to waxrx.com to find out more. 101 Things All Young Adults Should Know. It's a book written by John Hawkins. John is the proprietor of Right Wing News, our great partner here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. They're powering the program, giving us a nice platform on Facebook. We really appreciate John. And this book is the perfect book for a grad during this graduation season. Blunt Force Truth is a great podcast. As good as the Rusty Humphries Rebellion, I might argue with them. I might say the Rusty Humphries Rebellion is better. And then they might say, well, Blunt Force Truth is better. Either way. They're good friends. Chuck Woolery is the host of that show. You remember Chuck Woolery from Wheel of Fortune and The Love Connection and Greed. He's got his other friend and one of my best friends, is a guy named Mark Young. They co-host the show, and they really, really do a fantastic job. Please go and support them. Go to bluntforcetruth.com. And then if you have a business and you are looking to get good ads. Ads are so hard to write properly for something like Facebook or Twitter or any of the online properties. Adzombies.com. Ad zombies, like zombies. I'm a zombie. Adzombies.com. Use my name, Rusty. Put that right down there. If you use my name, Rusty, you will get 20% off on your first order. So if you would go check that out, that would be very good. And then, of course, my awesome new book, available now, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends, and still keep them as your family and friends. Available, the ebook right now. It's the Kindle version, is available right now at Amazon. I think the right version's up now. Embarrassing. But you can have it right. And don't worry, it will update for you. So if you got the wrong version. And the way you can tell if you have the wrong version is where it says forward by Ed Rush, and then there's no forward by Ed Rush. That's a pretty good sign that you have the wrong version. So we're going to get that fixed. Okay, I want to thank everybody for listening. We are here every night at 9 p.m. in the East, and that is 6 p.m. in the West. We are available online at Facebook here, and then as soon as this show is done, I post I post this show on my Facebook page, which is at Talk to Rusty. And it's on a bunch of other great Facebook pages, too. Our great partners, the Team Trump 1 Facebook page. I support Barron Trump. They're all putting it out. And then if you would please share this. The show's about to end. If you would please share it with all your family and friends. This is how we get around the mainstream media. Then I go and I put the podcast up, The Rusty Humphries Rebellion, available at iTunes, Stitcher. Help us get that out there. If you would please go and comment, like it, subscribe. That's important. And the book, if you would please go and buy it, it's $7.77 right now. What a deal. 7 Ways to Defeat Your Liberal Family and Friends, $7.77. And if you would go get it and put a nice comment and a review on there, boy, would that make me, I would sure appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I would. So thank you very much. We really appreciate you. I'll be here tomorrow night, 9 in the East. 9, it's fine. 6 in the West. 6, get your fix of the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. My name is Rusty Humphries, and we are all fighting this rebellion. Thank you so much for being here. Really, really, really appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, are those other people gone now? Good. Yeah, the ebook is available on Amazon. The paperback is almost available on Amazon. And then as soon as I'm done tonight, I'm going to take a little break, have a little dinner, feed the dogs, and then I'm going to get back on recording the audiobook, which is turning out pretty good. So you should check that out. And then, okay. Just between you and me, tomorrow, I'm going to probably give away a couple of ebooks. But you got to be here on the show to get it, okay? So make sure you do that. Just stick around here tomorrow, okay? And, one other thing. If you've got an Alexa, if you've got one of those Amazon Echoes, those Alexa dots, look for the Rusty Humphries flash briefing. Just type in my name on your Alexa app on your phone, and I'm doing a special broadcast for just like 2 minutes every morning. So go get that and download it. Man, I'm yapping a lot. Christopher says he still ain't sick of winning. Me neither. Beth wants to know who I am. Go look me up, Beth. Rusty Humphries. Type it in. You'll find it. RustyLive.com. I'm just yapping. All right, I'm done. Have a good night. See you later. Goodbye. You're pretty cool. I appreciate it. I like it. You're cool. I appreciate it. All right, that's it. Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye. See ya. See you later. Goodbye.